Have you ever felt like the world was trying to blow out your flame? Like every time you try to shine, a gust of wind comes and leaves you in the dark. Well, let me tell you a story about a town that knew that feeling all too well. Long ago, nestled in a valley of whispering hills, lay the town of Brimholt. Every night, without fail, it vanished into darkness. The people there lived in fear of the night, because the wind that swept through the valley had a cruel habit: it devoured every flame. Candles, torches, even the warmest hearth fires were snuffed out in an instant. So, the people learned to live without light. But one man, a lantern maker named Orin Hale, refused to accept this fate. He believed that somewhere there must be a flame the wind couldn't kill. Day after day, he toiled in his workshop, hammering metal and blowing glass, whispering to himself, "If the wind takes every flame, then I will make a flame that belongs to the wind." The villagers mocked him. "You're wasting your years on foolishness." They'd say the night cannot be defeated. But Orin just smiled and replied, "Then let me at least try." For months, he built and tested. His first lantern was a fortress of iron and thick glass. He lit it, and for a few glorious moments, it glowed. Then, the wind came. A low whistle, a single breath, and the lantern went dark. The next morning, villagers saw him on his steps, covered in soot, just staring at the blackened glass. But Orin wasn't defeated. He was listening to the way the trees bent, to the sound echoing through the mountains. He was starting to understand. One evening, he climbed the tallest hill with a small, shielded lamp. As he reached the top, the wind woke. "Why do you fight me?" it whispered, the voice seeming to come from everywhere at once. Orin's heart pounded, but he answered, "Because you've taken our light." The wind laughed, a rushing sound. "I take nothing that isn't weak. Build a stronger flame, if you can," trembling, Orin asked, "Then tell me, what kind of flame can you not touch?" After a moment of silence, the wind replied, "The flame that dances with me, instead of against me." With this new wisdom, Orin returned to his workshop. He built a new lantern with an open, swirling design. Instead of protecting the flame, it invited the wind in. When he lit it, the flame didn't die. It bent and twirled, moving with the air, glowing brighter the more the wind flowed through it. He called it the Lantern of Breath. For the first time, light survived the night in Brimholt. But the wind wasn't finished. On the fourth night, a furious storm descended upon the valley. The wind roared, tearing through the streets. Orin stood before his shop, holding his lantern. "You cannot take this one," he whispered. The wind howled back, "I do not take what is mine." It struck with all its might. The lantern's glass cracked, and the flame shot upwards in a brilliant spiral before vanishing. The storm passed, and Orin's shop was gone. The villagers thought he was lost forever, but he wasn't. The storm had carried him far away into the mountains. Bruised but not broken, he began to walk, traveling through lands that had never known light at night. He shared his story, and slowly, people began to help him build simple, beautiful lanterns that danced with the wind. Over the years, he became a legend, the Lantern Wanderer. Decades later, an old man in a worn coat returned to Brimholt. The town was transformed. Lanterns inspired by his design lined the streets, swaying like fireflies. No one recognized him as he walked through the town square, smiling at the gentle lights. He sat beneath a great oak and whispered, "You learned." A soft wind brushed his cheek. "You learned too," it whispered back. That night, Orin climbed the hill one last time. The valley below shimmered with hundreds of golden lights. He placed a small, simple glass sphere on the ground, a single flame flickering inside. "This one is for you," he said. The wind wrapped around him like a sigh and lifted the flame into the sky. The people of Brimholt awoke to a new star, one that burned brightly, dancing with the night breeze, a star that no wind could ever dim. The story of Orin Hale taught them a powerful lesson. When the world blows against you, don't hide your light. Let it dance with the wind, and you will shine brighter than you ever imagined. The wind is not your enemy. It's the challenge that gives your flame its meaning. If you learn to bend, to move with life's challenges instead of fighting them, your light won't just survive. It will illuminate the world. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales that spark a little light in the darkness. See you next time.